made this.
Ain't nothing better than a black woman. Independent, intelligent, and she humble and her body right. Dang, I think she get it from her mother and she dress nice. Only right she keep herself together.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Life Gives You Curves.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us again. We are so excited because it's February. We already did our Valentine's Day episode, but February is also extremely important because it's Black History Month. So we're going to talk a lot about Black history in this podcast episode, but before, you already know what time it is. It's time for Hot Topics. So for our first hot topic, we have two today. Jordan, I'll let you talk about this one because this is the one that Jordan picked.
Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is a girlfriend. I know y'all seen the video of the girlfriend buying her man the rental property. When he was like, man, I wanted a Rolex.
I bought your rental property.
Hey! What about this fucking called him a rental property? Now that's a real boss shit.
I'm fixing this shit up.
That's a real boss shit right there. Okay. I like that.
Dog, I want like a Rolex, a chain.
What I tell you?
Fuck your rental property.
You got it home, nigga.
Where's this at?
Read it out.
Just on the east side.
Oh, Dex, this on Dex.
So basically, we wanted to dive in and see like what our perspectives on it. Was she wrong for not buying him what he wants, or
Was he ungrateful?
Right.
I'm going to go with ungrateful for $300, Alex. First of all, a gift is a gift. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really big. Everybody who knows me knows I'm really big on gifts. And I am really big on getting me what I asked for. I'm not that kind of person like, don't give me what you want to give me. But come on, a rental property? Like, not only is that an investment, like, that was ingenious almost. And I do understand, like, but you wanted a Rolex over an investment property? I'm
on the opposite end. I am. I mean, I get it. I understand, like, where she was going. It's
right.
Like an investment. However, you have to, it's kind of like how you are with your gift giving. You have to know what a person wants.
Yeah.
And if he's saying, no, I don't want that, because I'm pretty sure if he said, I wanted a Rolex, they talked about what he wanted for his birthday beforehand. So my thing is like, if he's saying, I don't want that, this is what I want specifically, and you say, I'm not getting him that, he don't need that, this is what he needs, it's kind of like, I don't know, sis, like, but he didn't want that. He didn't want the responsibility that came with having a rental property, because it's not just having a property. You have to have the money to flip it, which I'm sure they do if he's asking for a Rolex, but you have to have the time, the patience, want to deal with the paperwork, the contractors, all that stuff. It's not just having a rental property, unless it was turnkey, to which, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, you still have to find tenants that, you know, fit what you're looking for. I think there's more that goes into just having a rental property that she just like.
At the same time, I feel like that was not the time or the place to say that you wanted a Rolex.
Oh, when she gave it to him?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm real big in a relationship too. Like, I'm gonna try my best not to embarrass you in front of company type person. So I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And we got in the car. I'd be like, no, you knew damn well I didn't have no damn rental property. Like some shit like that. Like, I'm gonna do it on the slide. And I just really, I really just felt like at the end of the day, maybe he did want a Rolex. But Jordan knows, like, I'm real big on like, don't just give me what you want. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, a Rolex though. A Rolex.
You don't know what type of lifestyle.
You need $10,000. Yep, you true. I was saying you need $10,000 to say what time it is.
If he asking for a Rolex,
I just need to know.
They probably got it.
Moving
if
on.
She could buy him a rental property.
You know, I just feel like at what point are we going to start investing? And I understand everything that Jordan said. You bring up really great points, but at what point are we going to start investing in our futures? Instead of, and I know this is a Black history show that we're really kind of like talking about Black history. I feel like as Black people in general, we spend way too much money making other people rich. As Black people, we are label whores. We will spend all this money on Gucci, Fenty, Michael Kors and everybody else. She bought you a rental property so you can make a name for yourself and have residual income coming in, and you mad because you ain't rocking a Rolex. I'm confused.
You have to look at, I mean, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I think that we do care a lot about labels.
A lot.
However, like I said, you have to go back to knowing that person. And that's like somebody buying me a house. Like, at this time of my life, I'm not looking to buy a house because I don't want the responsibility that comes with a house. So if somebody bought me a house and I'm expected to do the upkeep and keep up with it, I'm going to be pissed off because that's not what I asked for. I didn't ask for a watch. I mean, I didn't ask for a house. I asked for a Louis bag because I don't have to care for that.
Well, I would have took my house and sold it and got the money and kept it pushing.
And you could do that.
That's how you do that.
That's fine. But you also you have to find realtors to go into that. You have to do the paperwork. It's just a lot that goes into.
But I'm saying it's not like he asked
that.
for a Rolex and she went to fucking Charmin Charlie's and bought him a. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she skimped on the gift.
No,
I do agree with Jordan, but I mean, hey,
I think there's always going to be pros and cons to
gift
that
giving.
specific situation.
Right.
Ultimately, I think it's just you have to know your partner.
Right. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section.
Exactly.
Please. I'm dying to know. But moving on, so our second and last hot topic is talking about Boosie's transphobic comments about Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's comments on now proclaimed daughter that is, I guess, trying to transition or identifies as a transgender male to female, trans woman. So first, before we talk about Boosie's specific language that he chose to use,
let's play the clip.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16, and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna... Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman, dog. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet. Don't cut his fucking dick off, Dwayne Wade, bro. You fucking tripping, dog. You tripping, dog.
After watching the clip, how do you feel, Leah?
So first and foremost, like I said, just analyzing what Dwayne Wade actually said about his daughter, and I'm going to address her the way that she is asked to be addressed, so daughter. I think as a parent, it's really hard because you have these ideas and visions. I don't even have kids, and I have these ideas and visions of what I expect my kids to do and what I want. You envision them having kids, you envision them getting married and all these other type of things. And not to say that she's not going to be able to do those things, but you have like this, idea of what you want your kids to be like. And of course, with Dwayne Wade being a basketball player, I'm sure he wanted his sons all to, follow in his footsteps and be athletic and, all these different things. But I think it's really commendable as a father, especially a black father, to follow his child's wishes. At the end of the day, it's her life. And what can you do? I mean, what do we expect this man to do?
Right.
Have discord in his house and have his daughter, not have a relationship with his child because it's something that's different. It's something that maybe he doesn't understand, something he can't put his finger on. I mean, what is he to do? I feel like it's kind of like a rock and a hard place type thing with your own personal opinions and then how somebody wants to live their life.
Right. First, let me say that Boosie's comments were disgusting.
Yeah.
And I think that people are inserting their opinions where it's not needed. That's nobody's child but Dwayne Wade's and Gabrielle Union. And I think that I mean, the best thing to do is what you need to do for your child.
Right.
I don't have any kids either. But I do know that the love from a parent to a child runs deep. Just by having parents. I mean, they would do anything for me. So I think it's very admirable for him to just be accepting, because I know in that community they're already worried about being accepted.
Oh yeah.
And it's really hard when you have parents that will just cut you off because you're different to them, because you're not different. They're not different. They're just not what society is used to, and that's unfortunate. And I think that
he's not the first claiming transgender child.
No.
It won't be the last.
Exactly. And I think that it's really it was really gross for Boosie to just assume that he would, cut his dick off when those comments weren't made. Like,
there are tons of transgender men to women that I'm sure still have their original genitalia.
Yeah. First of all, it's expensive, but not only that, I mean, yes, he's 12, but you can't tell somebody what their journey is. When I was in kindergarten, I knew I liked boys. When I was in preschool, I knew I liked boys. Okay? So how can you tell somebody else what they don't like at that age?
And my thing is, like, and I'm a very spiritual and religious person, and even like in terms of religion, I can understand, but that's not, as a Christian, I feel like it's my job to share the gospel of Christ, but it's not my job to shove it down your throat and make you, at the end of the day, or judge you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you have going on is between you and the Savior, and that is your life journey. Because at the end of the day, we all have our faults. We all have our things that are quote unquote displeasing to Christ. So, a lot of people are talking about in terms of religion. I'm like, it says in the Bible too that, God looks at sin as sin. So we can't be, throwing stones, casting stones, and we have our own things going on. So I just really feel like this is something that's real sensitive to their family, and for people to be, like Jordan said, like for Boosie to go on, social media and say, don't cut the man dick off. He never said anything about cutting anything. The only thing that needs to be cut is the unnecessary comments.
Hello?
Unnecessary comments. Unnecessary. And I just feel like we just have to do better. Like, let people raise their kids.
Exactly. Like, I understand that they're in the public eye. People are so quick to be like, oh, well, they're in the public eye, so they knew that, commentary was going to happen. You don't have to comment.
Yeah, you don't have to comment.
It's not your job to comment. Like, we've all expressed opinion, but at the end of the day, that's their child, and they're going to do whatever they feel is best for her.
And I commend both of them, because with all the backlash, they have yet to come out and do something crazy. They don't care.
At the end of the day, their baby is happy, and I think
and they're happy as a family. Yeah,
exactly, and that's what matters the most. Her big brother is behind her. Her parents are behind her. She's obviously not phased. Like, there's a whole community of trans women behind her, rooting for her. Mm-hmm. And I think that is the beauty in it. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, yes, she's going to have some hateful, ignorant ass comments, but she has all this love that is being placed in her too. Right. So I think that's great.
Right. But let us know what you guys think about that in the comments, but please be respectful, because moving right along into our segments, I'm so excited about this. So our first segment is talking about your Black History inspiration. So Jordan, who's your Black History inspiration, past and present?
And I definitely said Fred Hampton, just because he was so vocal at such a young age about the advancement of Black people. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there's a woman in history that I relate to, but Fred Hampton, for now.
I'll do my past ones. I told Jordan.
That's my past one. Sorry.
Yeah. I always say Madam C.J. Walker. I'm going to say people that I am even more astonished by, but because, she was the first, Black female boss. You know what I'm saying? She made $1 million, the first Black woman millionaire. That is amazing, especially in the time frame. The time of which they were living. But if I had to pick my inspiration, being a young person, I would definitely say the college kids that were doing the sit-ins. Of course, I don't really know any specific names, but like the kids in North Carolina that were doing like the sit-ins and like the freedom riders and things like that. Like, how bold did you have to be in your late 20s, you know, late teens, early 20s to be doing something so scary and so life-threatening, and just being like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. You know, I'm going to stand up for my race. I'm going to make a difference in the world. And you know, God forbid something happens to me, then I'll go down in history as a legend. And I'm just like, that shit is powerful. Like,
for real.
That's dope as fuck.
So who's your present?
Present?
I hope you don't say mine.
Well, I really, really like Serena Williams.
Okay. I was going to say her.
You say you was?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you wasn't going to say her? I really like Serena. Because I just feel like she's so consistently inspiring. And then I also told Jordan that I love people who are like kind of like a mini mogul, not mini moguls, but like moguls within themselves. So like Queen Latifah or like Jada Pinkett, like Black women that's just like been in the industry for forever. And I say the industry because I love to sing, I love to like act and do things like that. So to me, they're so inspirational because they're in music, they're in movies, they're TV shows, they have their own businesses, like just Black women bosses. I'm just like, yes, like, I don't know. Jordan?
Mine's Rihanna.
Okay, Riri.
Yeah.
Is she wearing a Fenty? Shout out to Riri.
I am. This is her clear one. Yes. Glass slipper. Go get it. All right. But yeah, so I love Rihanna. She's just so multifaceted. Yeah. And she has a very much so like I don't give a fuck attitude, and I love that. Because I kind of have a I care attitude. So, you know, to see somebody who is just like who has blossomed, right? Because
in front of her eyes.
Literally, because you know, when she first came out, people were saying she couldn't sing. She has a little rough. But you know, she got past that. She's made some bomb albums. And then aside from that, you know, she saw an issue within the industry as far as makeup and inclusivity when it comes to like lingerie and stuff. And she did something for it. Like Fenty Beauty is amazing, obviously. I don't have any Savage Fenty, but it's not like I won't purchase in the future.
Plus size.
Exactly. So I think that seeing the need and like just giving the people what they need in that regard has one made people loyal to her, and then two, you know, has just increased her brand. Right. You know, she's not just a singer now. She's one of the top.
She's a mogul.
The top earning singers, I think, who have like outside brands. I don't know specifically. I'll put it on the video somewhere, but yeah, I think that was really dope. I think that's so fucking dope.
And like I said, you know, bringing it back to like when life gave you curves, I really agree with Jordan because it's like literally, and not that I have a ton of lingerie, but I do appreciate some good lingerie. And, you know, going to like Victoria's Secret and stuff, especially as a woman with large assets, you know, for Rihanna to come out with this, and like, I know more plus size women with Savage than, you know, smaller people. And I mean, her stuff is quality. I mean, and just for her to even like think, and one thing I appreciate about Savage too, almost every outfit that comes in smaller sizes comes in plus size. You know, it's so frustrating. You see something and you click on it and it don't come in plus size. Not on Savage. Right. Literally almost everything comes. If they have it in a 0, they got it in a 26. And I mean, beautiful. That is beautiful. And that's how it should be for a lot of stuff. It shouldn't be either or. Right. Because that's not fair. That's not. Like, just because I'm bigger, I can't wear that specific style. No. And I think the good thing is that Savage allows women who are, you know, full figured to feel sexy, right, and beautiful. And, you know, sometimes it just takes that one set of, you know, underwear or wherever, what have you, because it's not just lingerie. It's just regular, like, underwear and bra sets. And, you know, sometimes, actually, they say, I forget where, but they do say that, like, your undergarments, if you wear, like, something sexier, you'll feel sexier throughout the day. And you want your boobs lifted. Like, don't nobody want no boobs down to their belly button. So, like you said, good undergarments, especially as a full figure woman, like, these things need some support. Okay, and her stuff is affordable. Because let me tell you, as a woman with
Right.
large breasts, me and my line sister were just talking about this the other day about spending money on bras. And she was like, yeah, you spend how much on bras? And I'm like, yes, ma'am, because I need a good bra. Like, I can't just go to Walmart and get no bra.
Tori will run you $53
Get 60
per bra. 53.
Literally, I wait all year
Yeah.
for the Lane Bryant sale.
Yeah.
For the $35 bras.
Big breasted women. We spend some money on bras, and it's really annoying, to be completely honest.
Because nobody even see it. But you want to make sure you're supported, like Jordan said, and feel good about yourself. But that was a really good one.
Yeah, because you don't want to feel like an old lady.
Yeah.
Don't nobody always want to wear white, beige, and black bras.
Come on, somebody. We want some lace too.
Exactly. So shout out to you, Rihanna.
Shout out to Ree. I love her. Okay, well, let's move on. So, how are you leaving your mark in history as a Black woman?
I think for me, I'm just kind of defying the odds.
Okay.
You know, the statistics. I'm continuously, building my education, the educational foundation. We're both grad students. Yes. Okay.
Smartkins.
Yeah, I mean, just doing everything that I think my ancestors hoped and dreamed of.
I like that.
Yeah. And just really wanted for
You
their
are the dream, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say leaving my mark in history by just being myself.
Her story.
I'm sorry. Yes, her story. But leaving my mark in her story. Just being myself. I feel like I am a very like a strong personality, and I feel like as Black women, we always try to like tone ourselves down because it's this stigma that we're angry, and I'm not. I'm just extremely passionate about life. I'm extremely passionate about people, and I'm extremely passionate about things that I care about, and I'm gonna live my life unapologetically about it. Now, I do believe that there are times and places to do certain things, but I want to be someone who stands up for what I believe in and not scared to voice my opinion because I'm worried about how you may perceive it. Now, I definitely want you to be able to take it and be able to identify, okay, like this is what it is, and not be offended by what I'm saying. But I do want to be able to have those honest conversations with people, those tough conversations with people about just how I'm feeling or how we're feeling. So I think that's how I'm going to leave my mark, just by being unapologetically honest.
Yeah. I think that's the best thing.
That's
just be yourself. Don't be anyone that people want you to be.
Right. And we just need to be able to just have those conversations. So also by communicating effectively, which I'm trying to work on.
Big freaking facts.
So our last segment in terms of just this segment, and we're still going to be talking about Black history, but culture appropriation. Yeah. Culture appropriation. I always get it tongue twisted, so she has to help me out. But is it a thing, or are we just too sensitive?
Right. I think that it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that okay. So if I'm wearing what's a good example?
Braids.
Like a white braids.
I know braids was a big thing, especially now. Let me tell a brief story. So one of my Neos and I were talking about braids, and she was about to get some braids, the cornrows, that's what we call them, right? And the girl had them listed. It was a Black girl doing the braids, and she had it listed as the Kim K braids. And she was like, I am not getting my hair braided by this girl. How dare she call them the Kim K braids? And it's just like,
yeah,
like
when Kim called her straight back braids Bo Derek braids.
Bro Derek braids. I'm like,
Yeah,
girl, cornrows, feed-ins,
facts.
all day
Like,
long.
Bo Derek, no baby.
No, ma'am.
No, that's not what that is.
No, these cornrows. We've been doing these.
Now I understand people wanting to wear hairstyles. I think the issue comes in where, because I know somebody who has worn like Black hairstyles, protective styles, because that's what they are. Braids are protective stylings. We wear them to protect our hair, not just for a fashion statement. They do look bomb as hell, obviously, but it's really to protect our hair from the elements.
Right.
And that's what I think that people of the non-Black community fail to realize you don't have anything to protect, baby girl. So I think that's where what is it? The word I'm looking for?
Issue or appropriation?
No, but it's fine.
Well, I think the issue is not so much when white people or people that are not Black,
non-Black people,
do things that are culturally Black based. I think the issue is we don't get credit for it, or when we do it, it's seen as ghetto, or that's so Black. But when they do it, it's seen as hip and cool, and I think that's the issue. You know, for years, Black hairstyles has always been an issue. Especially in corporate America, about Black women being able to wear their hair natural or in braids. And then now we're in a society where everybody wants braids, and it's just kind of like, when I was doing it, it was ghetto,
right?
And now, you know, I think it's more so about why does it take someone else to do it outside of our culture for it to become culturally appropriate?
Because we the trendsetters.
We are trendsetters. Another example, it was like maybe last year, I think it was last year during Halloween, when the newscaster said, you know, she feels like everybody's sensitive. Back in her day, you know, you could dress up as an Indian, or, you know, if she wanted to be Diana Ross and put a little foundation on her skin to make herself a little darker, it would be considered okay. And it's just kind of like,
no,
sis,
no. And she's ignorant as hell for saying that.
She really didn't understand.
No.
And first of all, I've always had offense towards certain costumes. I don't think people should be trick-or-treating as no nun. I don't think people should be trick-or-treating as no Indian. That's a whole race of people. That is not a costume.
Shouldn't say Indian either.
Native American.
Yeah, because Indians are from India.
Yeah.
So...
if I want to be Selena for Halloween, I'm not going to put no cream foundation on my face. I'm going to just be the dark-skinned Selena.
That's the thing. You could be anything you want to be.
Yes.
Not anything. Not the ones we listed.
Well, yeah.
But you could be essentially any famous person. But there shouldn't be a lick of dark foundation hitting your face.
Okay.
You can do your makeup. You can be Selena with your signature red lip.
And your bang bang.
Yeah. And you could be... Beyonce. That doesn't mean you have to go buy Beyonce's skin color.
Exactly.
No.
If I want to be Paula Abdul for Halloween, baby, Paula Abdul is the color of this table, but I'm gonna just be the dark skinned Paula Abdul. I mean, and it's just about, you know, we are not costumes.
Exactly.
We are people. We are culture.
Exactly.
So, and then the last thing I kind of wanted to say about culture appropriation, I watch a lot of Atlanta Housewives, and I kind of remember the time where Kim had came back on the show, and she was like, you know, when we first started this show, nobody was saying anything about being racist, and now all of a sudden everything is so racist because of social media. And I kind of agree with her. And this is where I kind of bring into the sensitivity. With all the things that happen on social media, some things, like for example, like me and JoJo were joking, like one time we were joking because I said something about H&M, and he was like, are we done protesting H&M? And I'm like, I never was protesting them. I thought that the whole thing was stupid, but I didn't think it was racist. Right. So like when these things happen with these companies, you know, like the H&M thing with the, you know, the coolest monkey in the jungle on the black boy, or, you know, what was it, Gucci with the blackface, pull up thing. Yeah. Are these things, you know, racist, or are we just being sensitive?
I think that some things are done in poor judgment. I think that some things are slip through the cracks. Maybe it's lack of diversity on their, you know, their
councils and their teams.
Yeah, the creative team and stuff. I don't think everything that is done in the media is done in malice.
It's done in malice.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Absolutely.
And people might say, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're naive. Whatever. That's just, I really don't think that much stuff is done in malice. I'm not saying that some of it's not, though. That's what I'm not saying. I know that some people really just don't give a fuck. But as far as like the H&M thing, I just think that was just... I think it was just done in poor taste, and they didn't really.
I don't think they really thought about that.
Yeah, they just didn't think about it, which is problematic. It is. I mean, we can't discredit that. It is. But
you brought up a good point though when you said, if there's lack of representation of Black people on the teams, or are you creating a culture where Black people feel comfortable saying, we might not need to stick this little,
right,
Black child in this jump monkey T-shirt or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Are you creating a culture that has a dialogue, that we feel comfortable having a dialogue about those things?
Right. Because it's different if a parent puts their son in that shirt versus a company for everyone to see.
Right.
Because if I saw a little boy walking in Target with a monkey shirt on, a little Black boy, I wouldn't be like,
oh my God. Yeah,
Right.
And I think the same thing, we kind of look for things sometimes as Black people. And again, I'm not going to pretend, like, racism is very prevalent, and I do think that some people do things on purpose, but sometimes as Black people, everything we don't have to cause, I feel like sometimes we do the most. Like, literally when the H&M thing came out and people were like, I just can't, and I'm just like, come on guys, like, clearly this was not, I know they didn't pick up the little Black boy and say, we're gonna look for the blackest little boy we can find, and I don't think that was the case. Like Jordan said, it was just done in poor taste. I just don't think they were really thinking about it. And then also, I think H&M is like a European brand. Maybe they're not hip to how Black people feel about the word monkey. I don't know.
I think that's where it goes. You need to do your research. I think, like I said, I think that it was just done. It slipped through the cracks. Whether that be lack of diversity or just an honest mistake.
Honest mistake, yeah.
Which happens.
It happens.
People are human. Like, mistakes are gonna happen.
It happens. Just like when Dove did that commercial and people were offended, baby, I never stopped using Dove. Dove, I'm loyal to you.
What?
When Dove had that commercial, it was like a Hispanic lady and she like ripped her shirt off and she was Asian and she ripped her shirt off and she was Black. And people thought that was offensive. And I was like, I don't see anything wrong with it. It was stupid, but I'm not in an uproar to stop using Dove. Dove's the only stuff I really can use without breaking out. So, sorry.
I didn't see that one, so I can't really make a comment.
Well,
but
let us know what you guys think in the comment section, please,
for sure,
about these things. And if there's something like an example that we missed, let us know.
Sure
but
a whole hell of a time.
I'm sure. Please enlighten us. So moving on to our next segment, we're going to specifically talk about Black women. So what makes Black women so different?
We just lit as fuck.
We are lit as like literally put on a t-shirt.
We are lit as fuck. We are magical.
You remember that time Monica E came by your desk and was like, I wish I could put this. Jordan had a thing on her computer that said Black Girl Magic, and one of our coworkers was white, and she was like, I wish I could have this. And Jordan was like, you can't. She was like, I can't put White Girl Magic on my computer screen. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad you know. Don't do it.
Yeah. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, I just think that we are, it's kind of indescribable. Really. I mean, I just think we're so fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, everything that we go through and come out of on top, and just the way that we view certain things and the way that we walk around with this I'm the shit attitude, it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I am one.
I totally agree with everything Jordan said. And just, it's like Jordan said, it's hard to find the words, but I feel like as Black women, what makes us different is our determination, our drive, our loyalty. I feel like Black women are like probably the most loyal women in America. We done been dogged, dipped, kicked, punched, and we still are like, we hanging out. Like, it's nothing like a Black mama. It's nothing like a Black sister, auntie, friend. I mean,
granny.
Ain't nothing like a Black grandma. Ain't nothing like a Black grandma. But and again, like our just determination, like Black women, I feel like help build this country on we help build this country on the backs of Black women. And I always during Black History, one of the pictures that I love that they show is the Black woman breastfeeding the white baby.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, we're nurturers by nature. Mm-hmm. Black women, I feel like we're just I don't know, we're just strong. I feel like
we're very resilient.
Yeah, God did something great with the Black woman. I don't know. And like Jordan said, I'm just proud to be.
Look at this skin.
Melanin.
You pay for that.
Okay. Do you feel like there's division in the Black community, especially with Black women? I put i.e. hair, skin color, and then of course, body sizes. We talk about body sizes a lot.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think there are women who still hold on to that though. I think there's probably some light-skinned women who think they're better than dark-skinned. Women who have a looser curl pattern who think they're better than 4C women. Mm-hmm. Skinny women who think they're better than curvy women. I think that there's just always going to be that for some reason, and I don't know if that stems from like insecurity or how they were brought up. I think there's many different aspects that go into why somebody acts that way.
Right.
But I think we're moving in the right direction as far as like uplifting one another. I know I see on Twitter all the time, yes, queen, girl, you are so beautiful. Oh my gosh, rock that bathing suit. Whether it don't matter what size she is.
Right.
So I think in that regard we are doing better, but you always gonna have your haters. Period.
I agree with Jordan. I feel like in the society that we live in today, and not that it doesn't go on, but I feel so empowered by other Black women that I don't know, people that I follow on Instagram that I've never met before, sorority sisters, people down the street. I remember one time we were in Florida for my line sister's pharmacy graduation. Me and my line sisters walked to the club, and these girls ran out the window. We're like, yes, y'all better just kill. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Or like, even like girls I barely know on Instagram when we follow each other, if I post a picture, they're like, yes, you are so beautiful, or whatever the case may be. Like, I literally feel so empowered by other Black women on a daily basis.
Oh, sorry, will you finish?
No, yeah, go.
Oh, what's your favorite interaction?
Oh, that's such a good one.
When it comes to like,
literally a lot of times, I'll just literally be somewhere and it'll be another Black woman that's just like, you are so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And they be like, I love your eyebrows. And I be like, thanks, girl. Because, I drew myself. But no, just like a genuine, and you can tell they're like genuinely like, you are so beautiful. And I just, that really, and I'll be telling them like, you really made my entire day. Mm-hmm. And not that I don't think I'm beautiful, but and I need someone to tell me that I'm beautiful, but just to be reassured that, I'm a beautiful Black woman. I love that. And I've never been told that so much. It's recently, like these past 2 years, like, just people just stopping you on the street, like, hey, you are just so beautiful. And I just love it. I love it. What about you?
I too.
That was a great question, though.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
My first one is in store. So like, it's oftentimes like we'll go to Trey Mall and we all in the shoe section. And this girl, like a girl will be like, sis, what you like? How you feel about this shoe?
Yes, I love that.
If you at the store and you're like, you like this shirt?
And I be like, nah, the other shirt.
I don't like that one. Or like I was at Bath and Body Works for it's a semi-annual sale. And it was this woman with her mom, this older lady, and we was all just talking about cruises, girl. They had just got back from a cruise. I love me cruises. We were just having that conversation. Yeah. And that is so cool that you could just like feel like you know somebody without even knowing them. And I thought that was
that's a good one,
super
Jordan.
Awesome interaction.
No, that's a really good one. I love that too.
Yeah. And then my second one is interacting with our babies when we're at the schools.
Oh yeah.
And it's obviously they're young girls, but I make it a point to tell the babies, I love your hair today. Mm-hmm. I love your outfit, to just empower them and uplift them and make them feel good.
That's good. So. And I love a Black little girl that looks like a Black little girl, like old school. I want to see the knee binoculars, the little flower barrettes at the end, like the little braids with the beads. Like I try, like I said, me and Jordan do work with kids, and I try my best not to overly gravitate towards the little chocolate girls, but it's just like, it's hard to do. Because, they'll be like, I like your makeup. And I'll be like, you are just so beautiful. I just want to take you home. So yeah. And, but like Jordan said, your first one, like, that was really dope. Like, I do love that. Like Jordan said, we'll go shopping or something. And people are like, girl, what you think about this here? I'm going out tonight. You think, and it's just like, you're inviting me into your, like, you trust me enough as another Black woman to say, you know, sis, or yes, like, you know, to help. I don't know. It's like Jordan said, it's an awesome experience.
Every time it happens, it's like, dang, well, I don't know you.
I be lucky want to be like, girl, what's your number? Let's go to Starbucks this weekend or something. Like,
because, okay, so another one was when I was, not just in store, I'll say interaction, like in its total capacity. Because I was at the airport in LA, and this lady just came and sat down next to me, and she was like, hey, you just getting in town? I was like, yeah. And we just got to talking, and come to find out she was from Missouri. Yeah, she was from a different city in Missouri, and her husband was from Blackjack. My mom kind of works around that area, and it was just really cool,
refreshing.
Like, I felt like I knew this lady, and I was like, I don't want you to go. You like my girl.
and that's like what Jordan said. I love interacting with older Black women.
Yeah, she was just so refreshing. Like, so nice.
I lost my grandmother in 2000. I still have another grandmother living, but I lost my grandmother, my oldest grandmother. She died at 101 in 2013. And so when I see like an old person like trying to get, I be like, do you want me to get? Like, I just have to stop myself sometimes from like you know, throwing myself into their lives. But I just want to I gravitate towards older women. I've adopted one of my older, we call them Delta Deers in my sorority. And I was like, can I call you Granny? And she was like, I would love that. And it was just like, my heart was just smiling. But, you know, I'm glad that we as Black women have gotten so much better. Yeah. Like, I haven't had a nasty interaction with another Black woman in some time.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I haven't had any issues really. Yeah, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, keep it up, Black women. Yes,
we're doing great.
So, last question in this segment: how do you stay confident as a full-figured Black woman?
I think for the majority of the time, kind of just like honing in on what makes me special.
That's good.
Whether that be like something I'm working on as far as like my graphics or whatever I'm talented in, and just, you know, working on self-acceptance of like my shape, regardless of any size. And I think that's most important, because like I just gained some weight back, and at first I was like really beating myself up about it, because I had worked so hard this summer, let me tell you. And so, you know, I was really beating myself up about it, but I've come to learn that if I'm not happy at... If I'm not happy at this size, then how can I be happy when I'm a size, you know, 12 or whatever? So I think that all-encompassing confidence is really important. Not just you pick and choose when you're confident, or, you know, when you want to like yourself.
I think something that helps me stay confident as a full-figured woman is just celebrating everything about myself. Yeah. Like Jordan said, like, you know, I've lost weight, but my weight has always been very up and down. But just celebrating everything about myself. Okay, I gained 5 pounds, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. You know, here. I'm still, you know, fine or whatever. And I think just like hyping myself up, or if I do something that does help me feel confident, and I know Jordan and I have mentioned this before, is like watching which is another reason why we decided to start this podcast too, watching other women. If I'm feeling like some kind of way, you know, we love you, Lace and Leopard, but I'll click on the Lace and Leopard video and I'll watch a couple of hauls and I'll be like, yeah, she is killing it. That is me. Right. I am she is me, type thing. So just like, you know, understanding that, one, if I am unhappy or, you know, with a certain way that I look or something that's going on with my body, one, it's temporary. And then two, like I said, just staying encouraged by other women that I see. So, yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, that is important.
I think, yeah, like we just did a podcast. We guest hosted on a podcast. Yes. And I had made mention, and I think it's slipping now. Damn, what did you just say?
About watching other...
Oh, yes. So surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Like, I think that's a big one to gain confidence too, because if you have women who uplift you in your circle, then your confidence is bound to increase. Now, granted, it is a self-introspective thing. Like, you have to, do it for yourself too. But being surrounded by people who know and love you and want the best for you helps a lot. Because I will say, this one right here did that for me.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God, please don't.
I'm such an emotional person.
No, listen, I will definitely start crying too. But no, seriously, like when I first moved here, I mean, I've always dressed cute. Like, don't get me wrong. I've always dressed cute. But growing up, I was always told to dress for my shape, right? So that's like, I'm an apple shape. So it's like to accentuate, like, or to lose the like your stomach, to like hide your stomach,
right,
and stuff like that. So I dressed for my shape. But after knowing her and some of my other coworkers who are really close friends of ours, I'm starting to just wear what I want to wear. Because if I stop,
and you look good.
Thanks.
You look blessed.
I'm gonna be missing out. For a long time, I was like, I want to wear what I want to wear, but I don't have the body for it. I don't have the body to wear what I want to wear, what I like.
Exactly. What is that?
Like, what is that?
What is that? Exactly.
Like, I'm never going to be able to wear what I want to wear if I don't, like.
Exactly. And my thing is, I understand what Jordan is saying. Now, am I going to just have every roll and cranny out?
Right.
Actually, knowing me, probably. But, do I recommend for all people? No. But at the same time, like, and I think one thing is like with bodysuits, like Jordan's like, oh, I don't really wear bodysuits. And I'm like, why? Okay, you got a little stomach. Okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I'm the kind of person, if it looked bad, there's no way I would be like, Jordan, yeah, I'm not going to let you embarrass yourself. But at the same time, just because it's not the ideal look does not mean that you look bad.
Right.
And most people have a stomach, so it should not be a shocker.
Yeah, I think that's what people have to understand.
Yeah.
Is that, like, it might not be what people deem as ideal, but you're beautiful regardless.
Regardless.
And wear it.
They made it in your size for a reason.
Exactly. And I always used to be like, oh, well, no, it's my size, but it's for the girls with like flatter stomachs. Man, fuck that. I'll never get to wear what I want to wear if I wait.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to be the size I want to be tomorrow.
Exactly.
So I'm going to wear what I want to wear today.
Exactly.
Period. So that's that one.
That's okay. So our last segment is, how far have we come? Have we overcome or not? So just wanted to touch a little bit on these things, not dive too deep into it, and then in closing it with an overall statement. But with things going on in society, it's kind of like history is a little bit kind of repeating itself almost, with like gun violence, police brutality, and things of that nature. So I think I told Jordan earlier, but I got pulled over yesterday coming from my sorority sister's house. It was maybe like 12:30, and I was almost home, very familiar area for me, and I pulled over, and he literally flashed his flashlight in my eyes, and I was kind of like, okay. So I turned my light on, and I was like digging through my purse, but then I kind of got a little nervous because I'm like, I don't know if he knows what I'm doing, and I have a really good family that I babysit their kids. I used to babysit their kids a lot, and they're white, and he said, as Black people, you teach your children about being stopped by the police. Like, don't do this, don't do that. And he was like, I'll never have to really have that conversation with my child. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I was so glad he got it. But in that moment, I was like, oh my God, like, I really am scared because, like, they see us as threatening almost. And so I made sure when he came to the window, I was like, hi, how are you? And you could tell he kind of was like,
you have to
overcompensate.
Yeah.
You could tell he felt relieved though, because I was like, hi, how are you? And he was like, oh, okay. Because he walked up like, he had his flashlight and he had his big flashlight. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh Lord, not tonight, Jesus. But and he was like, can I, where were you coming from? I'm like, my sorority sister's house. He's like, oh, because I got stopped because I have adult sigma theta plate. He was like, oh, is that what's in front of your plate? I'm like, okay, now you gotta be my business. look, run a license and like, you know, but it was a little scary, and I don't know.
I think for a long time, I got like really bad anxiety when police like drove
by you.
Yeah. Not that I've ever had any issues with police per se, but like you just never know. And I think that all really started after the Sandra Bland situation.
Yes, because she was a woman.
Actually drove out there like last year in Waller. Yeah, that shit was weird. But yeah, it is really nerve-wracking, and it's unfortunate that we as Black people have to go through that in general. Like I said, I never really had no issues with cops. I met some really awesome ones, and I've met some dicks. I mean, hey, it happens.
I think, you know, with our final kind of like wrap-up question, like why should we continue to educate ourselves on our history? We have got to continue to educate ourselves. We went to see not we, but I saw Just Mercy when it came out in January, and literally I could not stop crying the entire movie. Just to see us as a culture be criminalized and just, you know, kind of like just look to be blamed for things as if we're not human, almost like, you know, he'll serve the time. We don't care if he didn't do it. Somebody got to take the blame. And it really kind of opened my eyes living in Texas, a state that still has a legal death penalty. I guess I never really cared about it too much because I'm like, you killed all them people, you kind of deserve to die. But seeing all of those innocent people being killed or on serving death row sentences and they're innocent, like it really did something to me. But yeah, we just gotta keep educating ourselves so that we don't fall into, if you don't know where you've been, you're not gonna know. Excuse me. If you don't know where you've been, you can't possibly know where you're going. So, yeah. I mean, this Black History Month in summation, I feel like it's been really informative for me. I've really tried to inform myself on things, catching up with the Black movies, crying, trying not to hate white people. Sorry. But like, you know, watching 12 Years a Slave or, you know, Nat Turner Rebellion and things like that, just to educate myself on like how strong we are as a people and how hard people have tried to rip our culture away from us.
Yep.
And we still, even as Black people, I always say we don't have a culture per se.
Black Americans.
Black Americans, yeah. You know, because I always talk to my friends who are like African, they have like all these traditions and cultures that root deep. And although we are African people, we have no direct tie to our African roots because they were stripped away from us. And as Black people, we kind of even created our own, you know, our own kind of everything.
Yeah, everything. Like,
it's so funny because I was talking to my coworker the other day about oxtails, and my grandmother said back in the day, that was like the scrap. They used to throw the oxtail away. And the Black people was like, I know. We can make something with that. Hold on.
That's how you, and that's like chitlins,
pig feet.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All of that. We just so creative. I mean, we're just so creative as a culture though. Like, and I think we just kind of like move to the beat of our own drum. And that's what just makes us different and unique and powerful. And
we are a force.
Yeah. Do you have any closing remarks on, you know, Black history? How you feel about this February? This coming to an end?
Black history for me is just everyday history. I don't like to like just crunch it down to 1 month.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't do us justice at all. For somebody who does genealogy on the side, it's always cool to like learn my family history specifically. So, you know, and I'm a Googler, so I'm always Googling something. So I'm always learning about different things for Black history. This month specifically has kind of not been super eventful when it comes to like Black history things, unfortunately. But, you know, like I said, it lives inside of me. So at any given time, I can learn about Black history throughout the year. So I don't really feel that bad.
Well, So, as we always end, we're going to do our affirmations. And then I wanted to do something special because, yeah, we'll explain later. But affirmations, I'll go first. I know Jordan is still kind of contemplating, I guess, exactly. But my ending affirmation would just be to always make sure you're putting your best foot forward. I think a lot of times we get discouraged. And I think like I was about to make up a word. No, I was about to say I can't even say the word. Incorporating, which is not the word I was looking for, but incorporating everything we just said about being, Black history and being a race of people who are just resilient. I think we need to always just remember to put our best foot forward. And, sometimes things are just, they're just not they're not going the way that you want them to, but just continue to keep putting your best foot forward, continue to keep pushing and striving for your goals, and you will be successful eventually. And you'll make your mark in her story or his story, and maybe the next generation will be reading about you or watching you on TV, or so you never know who you're going to inspire. So my affirmation.
So profound.
Thank you.
So profound. Yeah, I really have no sense. Anyway, my affirmation. Yeah, y'all, I really did not think about this. Stay lit. and I know that's really basic, but seriously, like, stay lit. Kind of like Aaliyah, keep a fire under you. Stay inspired.
Come on, connection, lit fire.
Yes. Keep a fire under you and stay inspired in doing whatever it is that you do. And if you're not inspired, find something that inspires you. Just be the best person you could possibly be in every aspect of your life. And I think that'll take you very far.
Yes. And so Jordan and I were really we wanted some Chinese food today, y'all. And I was like, we need to save our cookies so we can read them. So I'll go first. I love fortune cookies. But mine says, listen to the wisdom of the old, which is so funny because I just said I love old people. And I'm going to keep this because wise people, older people, they are wise. And I need some wisdom. Okay?
Emotions can be sweet and sour. So can your meal.
That's so funny because she had sweet and sour chicken.
Had sweet and sour
Who
chicken.
is watching us? No, I'm just joking. But thank you guys again for tuning in. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in our comment section if you're watching this on YouTube.
Seriously, leave comments.
Seriously, guys.
We want to create dialogue with y'all.
Yeah.
Leave comments.
We want to know what you guys think. But as always, we do have a lot in store coming up for you guys. If you have any ideas that you want us to do, let us know. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, we love y'all.
We do love y'all. And make sure that you tune in for our Fashion Nova haul that's coming out soon.
Yes.
We bought a lot of stuff.
A lot.
It's a really quick video. It's not as long as our podcast videos, but I think that you will be very pleased to see some of the looks we came up with. It's how they look on different body types. Yes. So
we will be doing a lot of hauls on this channel.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be good shit.
Great. It's gonna be great.
So till next time, peeps, we will see you later. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, and see you next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Okay, cause that black girl proud can't back down now. So let me see that black girl smile. Wait, black is beautiful to be honest. And if they say it's not, well they lying. If you say it's not, that's a lie. Oh my God, black women just so fine. Hey, black is beautiful, you a queen. 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 Ain't nothing better than a black woman. Soft-spoken, skin glowing, hips poking. Always draw attention without trying. She kinda short, but heart of a lion. Always staying loyal to her people. Educated, all her haters can't believe it. Good intentions in this world full of evil. When she speak, her words therefore sharper than a needle. Growing up with no father, all it really did was wanna make her go harder. Naturally fine, she ain't gotta put no weave in. She humble as they come, she ain't never been conceited. Baby girl, she so proud of her melanin. It ain't nothing better than a black woman's etiquette. That's okay, cause that black girl proud. Can't back down now, so let me see that black girl smile. Hey, black is beautiful, to be honest. And if they say it's not, well, they lying. If you say it's not, that's a lie. Oh my God, black women just so fine. Hey, black is beautiful, you a queen. Hey, black is beautiful, you a queen. Hey, black is beautiful, you a queen. Hey, black is beautiful, you